Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the whole flock of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Got to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, the Most High, the Heavenly Father. His Hebrew name is Yahweh, not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah, not Abba, not Yahuwah, not Hashem, not Yahweh, Haveh, Vaveh. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua, not Yahusha, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos. It's Yahweh Shah. So got to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rekah Kurash. Double honors to the apostles, elder, bishop, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all Israel, whether accepted or not. And a sincere salutation to all the Akim believing His truth and pushing His truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, shedding light to the whole elect. Shalom to the Akwath who are listening learning. If you sis who are listening learning. I'm Isaiah from GMS Orlando, Camp Prophet of Doom. Coming to a lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification. On the day of edification, Lord will be edified. So this is copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit education or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. This is for educational purposes only. This is not for monetary gain. I do not own the copyright to these videos. This is for educational purposes only, Lord willing, to be edifying. So I titled this lesson, we are at the end of a new beginning. So let me drop this. Let me grab So I was listening to Elder Amawan Gabar earlier this morning, and he pulled up the article with Russia banned all these different social media apps, right? Facebook, all them different apps, the different social medias. So I'm gonna get that, but first I want to play these two videos here I got. Lord willing, this be edifying. Let me pull this first. So hold on here, bear with me. Make sure it's showing. All right. Yeah, we are at the end of a new beginning. So let's play this. Let me turn this volume down. I ain't gonna play all of this. I'm trying to play most of it. I got another video I want to play, and I just want to show the clip of Russia banning these apps. Hey, cause it's gonna be Amos 8 and 11, family of the word.
This is the moment most people don't realize they're already living through. Life in America is about to change in ways no one is ready for, including you, and the data is screaming it. Not in headlines, not on cable news, but in the numbers most people never look at. Since 2020, the average American household has lost between 20% and 30% of its real purchasing power, depending on location. Household debt just hit record highs. Credit card interest rates are sitting above 20%, and more than 60% of Americans now live paycheck to paycheck, even as the economy is supposedly strong. Home ownership affordability is near the worst level in modern history. Job security is quietly eroding, and the cost of simply maintaining a normal life, housing, insurance, healthcare, transportation, is rising faster than wages almost everywhere in the country. This isn't a recession warning. This is a system-level shift already underway, and the uncomfortable truth is that most people won't realize how much has changed until the old rules they're still playing by stop working altogether. The two-income era is over now. It's the three-income survival model. You can feel it, even if you haven't put numbers to it yet. One job doesn't cut it. Two jobs barely stabilize the ship. And increasingly, what used to be called side income is no longer optional, it's structural. The Bureau of Labor Statistics shows that the number of Americans working multiple jobs has climbed back near multi-decade highs, hovering around 8 to 9% officially. But that number massively understates reality because it doesn't fully capture gig app stacking, freelance contracts, online selling, or part-time remote consulting layered on top of full-time employment. Private surveys now suggest that well over 60% of working Americans earn money from at least one secondary source. And here's the key shift. This isn't extra money for vacations anymore. This is rent money, grocery money, insurance money. Since 2020, cumulative inflation has eaten away more than 20% of purchasing power using official CPI. But if you isolate essentials, food, insurance, utilities, housing, the effective inflation for middle-class households has been closer to 30 to 35% in many regions. Meanwhile, real wage growth has been inconsistent, and when adjusted for cost of living, many households are still underwater compared to pre-2020 purchasing power. So what happens? You drive Uber after your 9 to 5. You flip items online. You trade options. You monetize hobbies. Not because you're building wealth, but because your fixed costs don't negotiate. And the psychological shift is permanent. More than half of Gen Z and millennials say they expect to always need at least two income streams. Think about that. An entire generation that does not believe one job will ever be enough. That's not a temporary recession mindset. That's a structural change in how Americans survive. And when survival requires constant monetization of your time, your hobbies, your weekends, that changes life in ways no one prepared you for. Here's something that doesn't get enough attention. The gap isn't just widening, it's calcifying. We are moving into an economy where the top tier compounds and the bottom tier stabilizes at survival. Federal Reserve data shows the top 10% of households now control roughly 70% of total U.S. wealth. The bottom 50%? Around 2 to 3%. Asset inflation over the past decade, stocks, real estate, private equity disproportionately benefited those who already owned assets. The S&P 500 more than doubled between 2013 and 2023. Home prices nationally rose over 40% between 2020 and 2024 alone in many metro areas. If you owned assets, you accelerated. If you were renting and paycheck to paycheck, you absorbed rising costs without the appreciation offset. That's the K-shape. But what's new is that mobility between those tiers is slowing. Mortgage rates hovering in the 6 to 7% range have locked millions out of home ownership. Only about 1 in 4 households can currently afford the median-priced home using traditional lending standards. Student loan balances have resumed.
Remember, he talking about Edomites. This has nothing to do with so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians when it comes to the way of life and who's this for. The Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, all that apply to the so-called white people. He's talking about the Edomites is losing, man. This had nothing to do with Jake. We always been pilgrims. Like I said in Hebrews 11, we have always been strangers in another man's kingdom. This is talking about Edomites.
Resumed repayment pressures. Credit card interest rates are averaging above 20%, the highest in modern history. So, upward mobility now requires either capital or exceptional income growth, both of which are statistically rare. And this is where life quietly changes. Because when mobility freezes, behavior shifts, risk tolerance drops, family formation delays, birth rates decline, entrepreneurship slows because failure is unaffordable. People cling to stability rather than pursue growth. And when an economy shifts from expansion psychology to preservation psychology, innovation and optimism decline with it. That affects everything from housing demand to consumer confidence to political stability. This isn't just inequality, it's structural stratification. And once that becomes embedded, reversing it takes decades, not election cycles. The cost of stability is rising faster than the cost of luxury. Something subtle but powerful is happening. Essentials are inflating faster than discretionary goods. You might notice TVS are cheaper. Streaming services compete. Electronics get discounted. But try insuring a home in Florida. Try renewing auto insurance in California. Try paying health insurance premiums without employer subsidies. Since 2019, average homeowners' insurance premiums have surged by 30 to 50% nationally, with some states seeing increases above 100%. Auto insurance has jumped double digits year over year. Health insurance deductibles continue to rise even when premiums stabilize. Property taxes adjust upward with home valuations. Utility costs spike with energy volatility. These aren't optional expenses. They're the price of stability. And here's where it becomes dangerous. When fixed costs rise faster than wages, households lose flexibility. According to recent consumer expenditure data, housing, healthcare, and transportation now consume well over 60% of the average household budget. That leaves less margin for savings, investing, or emergency buffers. And remember, nearly 40% of Americans report they would struggle to cover a $400 emergency expense without borrowing. So what happens when stability itself becomes expensive? People delay maintenance. They underinsure. They skip medical visits. They refinance risk into credit. And then one shock job loss, illness, accident cascades into long-term financial damage. This is how middle-class erosion happens quietly. Not through dramatic collapse, but through rising baseline costs that slowly compress optionality. Life changes not because of one catastrophic event, but because maintaining normal life requires more effort, more income, and more leverage than it did 5 years ago. And if that trajectory continues, stability becomes a luxury. A lot of people keep hearing that the job market is strong, and on the surface, that sounds reassuring. Low headline unemployment, jobs still being added. Everything looks fine, right? But when you actually zoom in, what's happening underneath tells a very different story. One that's changing how life in America works in ways most people aren't ready for. The jobs being added are increasingly concentrated in lower-paying service sectors, healthcare support roles, and government-funded positions, while higher-paying white-collar roles are being quietly cut, frozen, or replaced through automation and restructuring. Layoffs in tech, finance, media, and professional services haven't stopped. They've just...
You heard me say white collar. There's a reason why it's called white collar. Ain't no black collar. Only thing I'm telling you, the black market. And you know that's when you get, that's why all the dirt go on that. But most of the dirt go on in white collar. But it's talking about Edomites. So I'm gonna wind up doing a part 2 to this. And I'm gonna stop this at 8:30. I'm gonna play the other clip. It's only like 12 minutes, I think. Because I want to show these. Because Esau is losing, man. His kingdom is over, man. Let's get this one here. This one is titled, "You Will Own Nothing and Be Happy." I'm gonna do a part 2 to this because I'm gonna play all this. I'm gonna play all of the first video. This one on 12 minutes. I'm gonna play all of this one.
93 United Nations member states. There are...
It's over for these heathens, man. Over. It's curtains, Rocco. The jig is up.
A few years ago, a lot of people laughed at the idea that you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. But in the past 12 months, a lot's changed. And here's the thing. Once you see what's coming, you cannot unsee what's coming next. In a few years from now, most people won't even own their car, their home, and all the things that they were used to owning. And sadly, they won't even know when or how it even happened. So let's go back and show you where this all started. So on September 25th, 2015, at a United Nations summit, Agenda 2030 was first made public. Now, this agenda was titled Transforming Our World, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. It was officially adopted by all 193 United Nations member states. There are numerous videos of this event. It is everywhere. They were not holding back making this public. The goal was to initiate a universal framework incorporating 17 sustainable development goals to end poverty and protect the environment by 2030. Now, the goals themselves, if you look at them, it looks like overall is meant to do well for humanity. So now we need to talk about the World Economic Forum, or the WEF. Who are they? What are they all about? They are an independent international organization. They are dedicated to improving the state of the world by bringing together business, political, academic, and civil society leaders to shape global agendas. Every year, they actually have a meeting out in Davos. Perhaps some of the most powerful, influential, whether they are politicians or they are leaders in different sectors of business. They all come to this meeting to discuss many different matters, a lot of it driven towards our future and what's to come for humanity. So as Agenda 2030 was beginning to form, the WEF became a strategic partner with the United Nations with the goal to speed up the implementation of the agenda.
And you know what's happy about this? You will own nothing to be happy, which Klaus Schwab said that. That's going to be the Edomites in the kingdom, man. They ain't going to own nothing.
So check this out. In the year 2016, the WEF launches a video in regards to the agenda. And in the very beginning of the video, it says this: you will own nothing and you'll be happy. Whatever you want, you'll rent, and it will be delivered by drone. Imagine, this was around 10 years ago. It was polarizing. There was a lot of backlash. The WEF actually took down the video from numerous sites, but you could still actually find it on their Facebook page. Regardless of the video being taken down, it sent ripples throughout the world. People were thinking, how's that even possible? How could we even be happy with that? Now, remember, this was the year 2016. Back in the day, the cost of owning a home was a lot less. The notion of cars driving themselves was still very science fiction, and we were just so used to just buying our stuff. But regardless of how the world felt about it, the WEF and so many leaders, they felt very strongly about it. They were actually quite bold about it. This was my initial thoughts. It's not about the you will own nothing part. What got to me more was the notion of you'll be happy about it. I couldn't wrap my head around that. How are people going to be happy about that? But then last year, I started to see it. And I was like, oh, shoot, I think they're actually going to pull it off. They planned this out real well. Now, some of us here might think, I still don't see how this whole plan is actually in motion. So let's actually break this down. Let's break down for the average person the things that they may own and how piece by piece we are essentially giving up our ownership and somehow being happy about this. So as you can see here with the diagram, this is considered the average expenditures for Americans. Housing and transportation makes up.
See, that was the first video I was going into. See, this is the new topic now, man. Prophecies. Housing, transportation, food, healthcare, utilities, entertainment. What's that? Miscellaneous. Clothing, education. Listen, man. Isaiah 3 and 1. See, they can go through all these, and they can give you these, how I said, these $10 words, as the brother in the camp be saying, and these $100 sentences. Listen, man. Isaiah 3 and 1. That's it. The Lord is taking away the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread, and the whole stay of water. Ezekiel chapter 4, the last two verses. Ezekiel chapter 5, the last two verses. Ezekiel 14 and 20. The Lord said he's going to bring these 4 sore judgments. See, they be going through all these $10 words and $100 sentences, but this is the simplicity of Yahweh Shai, man. The Lord is taking this away.
Well over 50% when it comes to our expenses. So let's go ahead and talk about homes. How the prices of homes have changed, not just since 2016 till now, which is roughly around 10 years. Let's just talk about how much prices have changed.
And this is the Edomites losing. How much more for 2/3 of Jake that has not tapped into Yahweh Bashim Shai, which is the power grid, which is the power source. If the Lord don't tap you into them, you through. The Edomites is through. This Samoan looking ass slow belly got blessed behind him. Nigga, you ain't blessed.
Since 2020, home prices have rose roughly around 45.3%. And there are even some reports saying that median home pricing went up 56% since the year 2020. And because of that, it is pricing out a lot of people. Now, here's another article showing that the average home buyer is now aged at 59. That's nuts. I mean, being 59 years old, the average age of retirement is around 65. So 59, you get your home. 6 years later, you're supposed to retire. How's that even possible? The president is aware to all this, how people are being priced out. He even proposed the idea of a 50-year mortgage. If the median homeowner is 59 years old.
And the word mortgage go back to more, which means death note, man.
You had a 50-year mortgage. They'll probably pay off the home at 109. How does that even make sense? I don't think someone will be able to pay off that home in their lifetime. And sadly, 75% of the market looks like they are priced out. The American dream of homeownership is now becoming more of a luxury. So now we need to talk about the younger generations. Now we're going to Gen Z. They are even stating that they are looking to renting and no longer buying. It says here that Gen Z prefers renting over owning a home. Now let's talk about cars, which is our second largest.
Hey, you know what's heavy too? This is the last generation, right? The Lord is bringing, as the brother in the camp, y'all recall, made the point. Him and the brother, the head brother Nahalia, the Lord got all the prophets back right now, man. All the prophets is back. Everybody is back. Everybody, all the prophets, like I said in Ezekiel was 11:16. He's gonna be a little sanctuary in all the country where he scattered Israel at. So all the prophets is back because all the people are back. All the people, everybody, this it right here. Everybody come back now. Either you're gonna get judgment or you're gonna get mercy. So Lord got all the prophets back everywhere, scattered everywhere, because all the people is back for that last run, man. All who's supposed to be on earth right now is back. So that's why every city is overcrowded. Everywhere is overcrowded, man. Traffic is crazy everywhere. Every state is overcrowded because in this state of babies flooding in is more babies flooding in this bitch day by day. Thousands of babies being born. City, and this is what, 6 or 7 cities in Florida. I can just imagine how many in Texas. California, New York, it's cities, and it's babies being born because everybody got to come back. Most of them babies gonna be food in the siege. These women gonna be eating these kids because it's prophecy. Lamentation 6 is the precept to 2 Kings. But everybody is back for the judgment, man. It's overcrowded. Everywhere's overcrowded. Every time I go to the fucking Walmart or the Publix or any BJ's, Costco's, Whole Foods, it's Trader Joe, it's fucking overpacked. But it's supposed to be this way because this is Gen Z.
Expense. That price of cars have gotten so expensive lately. And it's not just the price of the car, it is the maintenance, it is the insurance. The notion of these self-driving vehicles are actually becoming appealing. The WEF actually spoke about this, talking about the future of vehicles. And they even brought up the idea of using an app to summon a car that is driverless to pick us up and take us wherever we need to go, eliminating the need for wanting to own a car. We could see it's actually a race that's going on right now. See Jeff Bezos spending tons of money getting into Zoox. We see Elon really pushing the Cybercab. He wants to start producing this vehicle in a matter of months. Now, if we know anything about Tesla, many times, whenever they say something goes into production, maybe expect it years later, even if it does.
All right, so I'm gonna stop that though. I'm gonna do a part 2 in this, and I'm gonna finish the first and then the second one. Cause hold on, bear with me. Let me pull this other one up. Bear with me. I want to show this. This is the whole point of this lesson. I saw these other two after I was listening to the elder brother Amwan Kabar this morning. And man, the Wali how about Shema Washai, man, for knowing this, man. Cause niggas is in the world blind, not knowing what the fuck finna go on out here, man. This shit is happening in real time. Look at this. Hold on. Hold on, yo. Bear with me. Man. The Lord is, hey, man, I know the apostles got to be on the edge of their seat because I'm on the edge of mine. Daily, man. Daily, day in and day, I'm on the edge of my seat because the Lord is really bringing down these Edomites, and they really think in their mind that they are about to perform their enterprise. But these niggas is losing. Listen, man. When you read, let me read this real quick before I play this. These Edomites is losing. You know why? Because they ain't together. They at least don't give a damn about the trailer park Edomites. Are the ones that used to be middle class. Generational wealth and white privilege don't apply to an Edomite that I work with every day. They losing. Listen, man. I'm at the Cracker Barrel, right? You know how many, listen, I'm talking about no niggas, ain't no jakes. Edomites eat their food and walk the fuck out. Edomites doing this shit. Walk out on the bill. When I say this shit is rapidly through the week, and they come back there, I don't know. I'm like, what happened? Another one walked out on me. What? Edomites? Yeah. The one chick said, no, this ain't a colored person. It was an old say, if it ain't colored, it gotta be a motherfucking Edomite, which is the real niggas. Let me read this real quick. Job. Hey, this is the point I want to make. They all are losing. Job 34 and 29. It reads, when he giveth quietness, who then can make trouble? I'm sorry, yeah. When he giveth quietness, who then can make trouble? When the Lord humbled us, we couldn't make no trouble. And when he had of his face, who then can behold him? And what he told Cain, Cain said, thy face is hid from me. The Lord said, you're going to be a fugitive and a vagabond. Well, the Lord did that to us too, man. When he giveth quietness, who then can make trouble? And when he hide of his face, who then can behold him? Nobody. Whether it be done against a nation or against a man only. So, the least don't give a damn about the regular Edomites. There is no more generational wealth and white privilege. Look at this. Make sure it's sharing. Look at this. Man, this is fire. If this true, I don't know. I heard Elder Amon Gabar bring it up in the lesson I watched. So I went and pulled it up. Look, 1 minute 40 seconds. Look at this. This is Amos 8 and 11. We don't got to be super deep. It's the simplicity of Yahushua. Let me play this. It's only a minute. And Lord willing, because we sick of you scoffers, you shit talkers. What you gonna do when ain't no more internet? You bitches, you. Down this ain't nobody talking. Yeah, look at this, man. Hey, and everything that's going on in the world right now, before it get to Babylon the Great, it will be perfected, man. It will be perfected, man. Everything that's going on right now, hey, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua is perfecting it so it'll be perfect when it comes to America. When they make it here mandatory, it's going to be perfect. So let's go back to this. I want to show that because I was watching Elder Amwan Gabar this morning, and he pulled the article up. So let's go back to some of this. You know what? Nope. Let me pull this blue letter up and get a couple precepts. And I'm gonna do a part 2 to this, Lord willing. That's what I'm gonna do. Let's just read these precepts. I thought I had the blue light on here. Let me pull up. It's okay. I pulled the Apocrypha up. Let's go to Isaiah. This is Isaiah 3. This is the simplicity of Yahweh Shai. Hold on here. Okay. This is Isaiah 3:1. And it reads, for behold, the Lord, Yahweh of hosts, doeth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water. Let me pull this blue letter up. Bear with me here. I thought I had it up here somewhere. Let me pull this blue letter up. Let's open up this tab here. Because I want to, just in case I want to go into some word or a translation. So let's drop that. But I do want to go to, before I drop this, 2nd Ezra. Oh, that flopped on me. Okay. Okay, let me drop this. It done flopped on me. Let's drop that. Yep. Habakkuk 2. That's it. Let me pull this up. Let's go to the blue letter. Let's get only get Isaiah again in 1. Because look at the translation, man. Not translation, the other text on this. Because Jake think this shit is a game, man. This ain't no game. This is real. Look at this. NIV. Oh, let's read the NLT first. The Lord, Yahweh of heaven's armies, will take away from Jerusalem and Judah everything they depend on. Oh, let me make sure this volume good. Okay. Make sure this volume good because I don't need to be trying. All right. So, NLT, the Lord, Yahweh of heaven's armies, will take away from Jerusalem and Judah, all 12 tribes, everything they depend on. Why Isaiah 30:12 reads, they trust in oppression. Every bit of bread and every drop of water. NIV, see now the Lord, Yahweh Almighty, is about to take from Jerusalem and Judah, what, Lord? Both supply and support. All supplies of food and all supplies of water. See it? Your support. So when King David said, let's go over here. Jake think this is a game, but they about to find out the fucking hard way. Psalms, what's that? 69:22. Let's read this. They about to find out the hard way, man. Let their table become a snare before them, and that which shall have been for their welfare, let it become a trap. Now let's go to Ezekiel 4, because I quoted it. Let's read this. Ezekiel 4 and 15. Then he said unto me, Lo, I have given thee cow's dung for man's dung, and thou shalt prepare thy bread therewith. What we eating right now? A bunch of shit. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of the bread. The staff is your protection, your comfort, your support in Jerusalem. And they shall eat bread by weight and with care. They shall drink water by measure and with astonishment, that they may want bread and water and be astonished one with another and consume away. Why? For their iniquity. Isaiah 30 and 12 said, they trust in oppression and perverseness. Therefore, this iniquity shall be to you. What's the iniquity? You trusting in the fucking white man. Let's go one over. I'm sorry. Went too far. Ezekiel. Let's go to Ezekiel 5 now. This is Ezekiel 5 in the last verses. It's everywhere, man. It reads, Ezekiel 5 and 16. When I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread. So will I send upon you famine and evil beasts, and they shall bereave thee, and pestilence and blood shall pass through thee, and I will bring the sword upon thee. I, Yahweh, have spoken. This is Ezekiel 14 and 20. And it reads, Ezekiel 14 and 21. Salakia. For thus saith Yahweh power, how much more when I send my four sword judgments upon Jerusalem, the sword and the famine and the noisome beast and the pestilence, to cut off from it man and beast. Now look, the Lord said he has four sword judgments, right? What's the four sword judgments of the Lord? You go to Revelation. This Revelation 6 and 8. The so-called white man, Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed so-called white man, he is the four sword judgments of the Lord. This Revelation 6 and 8. And I looked and behold a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed. The self-proclaimed so-called white man is anti-life and pro-death, man. He's death, and hell followed with him. And power was given unto him over the fourth part of the earth, which is America, Babylon the Great, South and Central America. To do what? To kill with the sword, 1, and with hunger, 2, and with death, 3, and with the beasts of the earth. Hold on, what? Let's go back to Ezekiel 14, 21. For thus saith Yahweh power, how much more when I send my four sword judgments upon Jerusalem? The sword, 1, and the famine, 2, and the noisome beast, 3, and the pestilence. What? Revelation 6 and 8 again. And I looked and behold a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him, and power was given unto him, unto them, the Edomites, over the fourth part of the earth, America, Babylon the Great, to kill with the sword, and with hunger, famine, and with death. That's what it says in Ezekiel 14 and 21, and with the beasts of the earth, man. So while Jake out here playing fucking games, the Lord playing games too. How about that? Anyway, I want to make this point, man. I just want to make this point. So I'm gonna do a part two to this. Let me close with this precept. So as Russia shut down, if that's true, if it's true, then that's Amos 8 and 11. And it reads, Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh power, that I will send a famine in the land. Not a famine of bread, nor of thirst of water, which will happen, but of hearing the words of Yahweh. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh, and shall not find it. In that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst. Now look at this. Ezekiel. Why are they gonna be running to and fro, looking for it? And you can go to 2 Ezra 5. Why? Because they ain't gonna be able to find it. Ezekiel 3 and 24. And it reads, Then the spirit entered into me and set me upon my feet. This is being reactivated right here. And spake with me and said unto me, Go. Turn the volume back up now. Go, shut thyself, nobody else, thyself within thy house. Of course, the Lord gonna have the Lord raising up he goes in Jeremiah 50. So whoever gonna be with you, gonna be with you. But shut thyself within thine house. But thou, O son of man, behold, they shall put bands upon thee. And that was you make the point all the time. And 2020 happened. We thought that was it. At that point, it was just me, the head brother Nahalia, and the young brother Ricaria. My big little brother and my little big brother. It was just us three at the time. But thou, O son of man, behold, they shall put bands upon thee, and they shall bind thee with them, because everybody was locked down, and thou shalt not go out among them. But we still was able to go out. So that's what was like, no, this can't be, this ain't that. And I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth. This one we knew, this ain't that. That thou shalt be dumb and shall not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house. But when I speak with thee, I will open thy mouth, and thou shalt say unto them, Thus saith Yahweh, he that heareth, let him hear, and he that forbeareth, let him forbear, for they are a rebellious house. But we had to do we had to use StreamYard to have camp, man, some weekends. And I'm gonna close with this. Proverbs, not Proverbs, Amos. Hey, cause the prophet's gonna keep silent, man. Why? Cause it's gonna be an evil time. Hey, man, this kingdom is winding down, man. Amos 5 and 13. Therefore, the prudent shall keep silent in that time, like Ezekiel 3, for it is an evil time. Hey, so Lord was edifying. I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rikal Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, elder bishop and elders of great millstone who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether accepted or not. Let me get this other precept. In the sincere salutation to all the Akim, believing this truth and pushing this truth, by the four winds of the earth, the entire world, shedding light to the whole elect. Shalom to the Upwealth who are listening, learning. If you sisters who are listening, learning. Let me drop this. Hold on, I want to get one more precept before I close. Salakia. Lord willing, if I can get this, I want to drop that and pull this up. Go back to this apocrypha, because in 2 Ezra, Salakia. I ain't mean to do that. Salakia. Let me get this second Ezra real quick. Second Ezra 5. Moving too fast. Second Ezra 5. Let's go here real quick. Second Ezra 5. We're going to start at 1. Let's read this. Salakia. Blow this up. Second Ezra 5 and 1. It reads, nevertheless, as coming the tokens, behold, the days shall come, that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith, but iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, or that thou hast heard long ago. And the land that thou seest now, Babylon the Great America, to have root, shall thou see wasted suddenly. But if the Most High grant thee to live, thou shalt see after the third trumpet that the sun shall suddenly shine again in the night, and the moon thrice in the day. And blood shall drop out of the wood, and the stone shall give his voice, and the people shall be troubled. Right? Just jump down. It reads, and even he shall rule whom they look not for that dwell upon the earth, and the fowls shall take their flight away together, and the Sodomish sea shall cast out fish, and make it noise in the night, which many have not known, but they shall all hear the voice thereof. There shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be often sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and mistress women shall bring forth monsters. These are all happening right now. And salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. Why? Because many are waxing cold right now. Then shall wit, which is truth, hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into her secret chamber, and shall be sought of many. Amos 8 and 11, and yet not be found. Then shall unrighteousness and incontinency be multiplied upon earth. One land also shall ask another, and say, is righteousness that maketh a man righteous gone through thee? And it shall say, no. Why? Amos 5 and 13. Amos 5 and 13, the prudent man gonna be hid. At the same time shall men hope, but nothing obtain. They shall labor, but their ways shall not prosper. That's the 2 Ezra 16, also the 1 Corinthians 7, 30 and 31. To show thee such tokens, I have leave. And if thou wilt pray again and weep as now, and fast 7 days, thou shalt hear yet greater things. So the point is, wit is going to hide itself. One land also shall ask another, and say, it's righteousness that maketh a man righteous gone through thee? And it shall say, no. Hey, the Lord is finna remove this truth, man. And we watching it happen as Putin, the elites control all this, man. The elites control all this. So it's a part of the Lord shutting down for the 2/3, man. Hey, Lord was edifying, and give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bahashim Rikak Wadash. Dub honors to the apostles, the elder bishop, and elders of great millstone who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and the elders of all of Israel, whether accepted or not. And the sincere salutation to all the I can believe in this truth and pushing the truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, should light to the whole elect. Shalom to the Akwath world listen learning. If you sister listen learning. Till next time, I say Shalom. Wah Abba. Hey, may Yahweh Bashim Yahushua continue to bless you in your houses. May the blessing of election be upon your houses. Shalom. Hey, the water for you, Akim,
Now, for tuning in, Yahba Shema Shah Brakathum. Hey, Ahaba Thumb. I love all you who love Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah.